Welcome to episode 2 of Soon Product Development, where we make something out of nothing. I'm your host, Daniel Hong, and to my right is my co-host,
Dakota Bays.
And today, for episode 2, we will be breaking down the brand that was highly requested by a lot of people, Zara. So just like the previous video, we're gonna start off by breaking down the website, what we love about the website, what we can improve on, and just honestly, our full-on, transparent ratings of the entire site. So let's get to it. First off, what I'd like to say is we kind of both went over the mobile side of Zara as well as the desktop side. Obviously, in the screen right now, we have the desktop side of Zara, and it is completely different. And I feel like they obviously know their customer base, which is probably 90 to 95% mobile. So I feel like with the whole desktop vibe, they're kind of just creating a magazine type of look. Honestly, I'm not in favor of this, to be honest. But Dakota, what do you think about the homepage so far?
It's really scary. I think it throws you. It threw me for a loop when we logged in. It's just like very in your face, which that's a good point. Like very magazine-ish, very New York runway. So that's like They have that vibe tackled to a T.
Does it draw you in?
No, I would immediately click out of it.
So what about it? And the main page, is it hard? Do we feel like
navigation is weird too? Like when there's no scrolling involved. It's just like you click through pictures.
Okay.
So that's me scrolling, right? Like,
right.
And then you can go left to right. Like that's just, the pictures are in your face, but also like it's very foreign, I guess is a good word for it.
Right.
Most websites don't work like this. You get to scroll through the different categories that they have on their homepage, but theirs is really just like a bunch of pictures, like their favorite pictures. So
right. I also feel like they know that if you're on desktop, most of the time you're not going to be buying from Zara. So most people just kind of go in store. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely very different. I feel like obviously they still have the availability to purchase through website, but other than that, it's not optimal for that. So let's go through here. So we click man. I think this is kind of overwhelming, to be honest. They kind of list everything in one, and there's not a whole lot of cohesiveness. I get they're just throwing everything at you, but not a fan of it.
The thing I don't like about a huge menu like that is that you have to then sit there and look for what you wanted.
Right.
And then you have to think about, like, maybe I just wanted to see all of the bottoms first, like, and then I wanted to see all of the tops. But right now I have to think about what kind of top do I want, what kind of pant do I want, or a bottom or anything. Like, am I looking for shorts? But I kind of just wanted to browse all of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't like about their menu for both the women's and men's. They also use woman and man, which is also weird to say.
Woman and man.
But it's just overwhelming. But again, like I couldn't even, before we even did this, sat down and went through it. I can't even remember the last time I ever went to a Zara website.
Yeah, exactly.
I always go in person. So
immediately clicking man, they just kind of, again, like we talked about, they build it like a magazine. There's not a whole lot of selling the product. I feel like you already know what Zara is. They don't need to sell you anything. They're kind of just building it upon this Vogue, high fashion type of vibe. And then they have shop the collection. So pretty much all the products that were shown above is here. Yeah, I mean, basically their stuff is just flat lays for their product photos in this. But I notice if I go to the other side, which if I go back to the home page and I go to man, I click, an actual product, it's completely different. Mm-hmm. I am a fan of their product photos. I really think there are different types of showcasing a product, and they're not in your face. They're very much like, here's how we style the fit, and I feel like that's how they upsell. But what are your thoughts? I
think their production on the product photos is amazing. The one thing that I was kind of looking at, if I had to nitpick it a little bit, is some of their photos are a little bit inconsistent. So they show a bunch of full body fits, which is amazing, as you were saying, because you can understand and kind of foresee how you would want to style it. But then if you are kind of on their collection page, it shows almost the same full body image, and you have to understand if you're shopping for the coat or you're shopping for the tee or the pant or something like that. So you kind of have to dissect it a little bit. So that would be my only con, I guess,
Right.
of their website pictures and how they kind of like lay it out. But honestly, I mean, even their lay flats are phenomenal.
Yeah,
and I
will
like
say,
that they're doing different poses. They have the close up for
Right.
the sunglasses and the hats, and they're not just like straight on. So
Right.
they give a really good variety. I do like that.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Zara. These clothes look very enticing for me to buy. So let's head on over to Zara.
Yeah, let's go
and,
in store.
and let's get some fits.
Yeah.
All right, so we just returned all the clothing at Abercrombie. They looked at me kind of strange because it was like almost $500 worth of product. But we're here at Zara, and we're gonna pick out an outfit. I'm gonna pick my own outfit, and then Dakota's gonna pick her outfit. I'm more excited about Zara because I love Zara, so it's kind of biased.
Facts.
Yeah.
I need a recovery after that website. So
For sure. Let's head on inside. You'd definitely see my nipples if I wore this. This is crazy.
Crop means small, and I'm small, so that means it'll fit me. Put it on here.
Whoa, this is so cool.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Is this real?
Don't fit.
What? All right, so we just blew 2 bags
Secure
at Zara. We're gonna head back to the HQ and we'll do a full depth review on all the products that we bought, try it on, let you know if it's worth it.
Okay, we're back at the HQ from Zara, and we're about to review the pieces that we got.
Show you what we got. All right, so first piece I wanna talk about is actually my accessory piece, and that is my little side bag that I bought. I really like the texture of it. It's more of a smoother type of nylon. It has like a polyurethane coating, obviously, which makes it water resistant, so normally water will slide right off. What I will say is, once you scratch it, it leaves a mark, and that's kind of a gripe. But for $26, I think it's a really, really good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad. Black is always a safe choice too, to accessorize, especially
Yeah.
if you want your outfit to do the talking. So yeah, I love this feel, but like Daniel said, you
Yeah.
don't scratch it on anything.
Correct, and my main purpose for choosing this is to kind of like bring a different texture to my outfit, and you guys will see once it's kind of all like put together, but the texture of it is really, really cool.
The main, I think, item for my outfit is this cargo, kind of like rain jacket styled cropped hoodie. It's from the men's section, so it's a small, and it would be really small on somebody that's usually like that size, but I liked it because it fit me well. I really like this material and that the hood falls perfectly. It's not very bulky, so this is kind of like a simple statement piece.
Yeah, it's a really rugged cotton. It gives a very old school carpenter type of vibe. So as you see, the heavy duty track zippers, the heavy duty zipper pulls, that kind of like satin finish, so it has this rough look to it. Love the kind of like lime green accent on the zipper track. Obviously the liner has a different type of green, so 3 different greens. Really like this jacket. Interested to see how it fits. So while we're on the topic of jackets, this was my kind of like show piece as well. It had a suede type of vibe to it, so really luxurious. Had that perfect date night look to it. The heavy rib also is very stretchy, very soft as well. So although it is that winterish, thermal sweater, overcoat type of vibe, I really like how soft it is. And then this texture on this jacket is phenomenal.
I think for, let's see, price point, $70. I think the thing that I would gripe about is I'm pulling all of these threads out, which is kind of not what you would want to look for, like all of these little.
Right, Zara
things.
hasn't, in my opinion, really been known for quality, durable garments. I really feel like it's pretty widely known that Zara is fast fashion, and so a lot of their pieces is more so for like the night of or the weekend of, because you know most pieces, if you wash it, it's not gonna fit the same anymore or look the same. So I don't really like to judge Zara on their construction of their garments, because I feel like it's always going to be very subpar. But for $70, you kind of know what you're getting for a very luxurious jacket. At Abercrombie, the previous episode we reviewed, something like this would have probably costed around $130 to maybe $160. Again, that's more than double the price, but I feel like the construction of the garment would have justified the product. But I definitely feel like $70 is reasonable for this type of look.
Okay, my next piece is this, not necessarily flared sweatpant, but it is a straight leg women's sweatpant. I wanted to kind of go of a more relaxed upscale kind of vibe. So doing that jacket with a lounge type of sweatpant is kind of how I'm going to balance that style. So these are heavy cotton fleece on the inside. The outside is kind of rugged, not super soft cotton. I'm not a fan of the drawstring, to be quite honest. It just looks a little cheap to me. I don't really go for these kinds of ones, but overall, it is a very simple construction of a garment.
Right, this is probably a 320 to 350 GSM fleece cotton. Overall, the style is really nice to me. It has a single pleat. I've always struggled, in my opinion, to find a budget men's pleated sweatpant. Normally, the ones I find are very, very expensive, or if it's super cheap, they don't fit right. So I'm interested to see how this will look on Dakota. I can see why they have this cotton type of drawstring. Again, I'm not a fan of it, but it does give this homey boxer type of look to it to really add to the comfortable lounge type of look. The construction of this garment, obviously, it's really simple. You can tell the threads are a little bit sloppy on the seam work and the stitching, but again, it kind of adds to this lounge feel, this home vibe to it. And for $36, I think it's okay. You can kind of escape the low quality finishes. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, honestly, because although it does feel nice to the touch at first, I think when you wash it, it's going to kind of start to display the flaws a little bit more. So
right.
That's the only caveat. And I think I just noticed it doesn't have any pockets.
Yeah, no pockets. So definitely a homey vibe, or you can maybe have like a little crossbody to accentuate the outfit. All right, so for my bottoms, I got these, they call it the Smart Joggers. I love the overall style of the body of the pants, which is a straight leg, kind of very casual, but you can dress it up if so, with, of course, specifically a black color. But what I'm not a fan of is the waistband that they kind of use, and obviously the drawstrings be on the outside. Personally, I would have tucked the waistband or the drawstrings to be inside, and if you notice, if I'm stretching this waistband, there is no elastic in here, so it's very not giving, and you can tell with these types of pants, if you try to tuck in your shirt or something like that, it won't be ideal. It'll kind of come out. So it gives a comfortable, I guess that's why they call it like a smart jogger. To me, it's kind of like a city slicker type of vibe where you would kind of wear these with a pair of tennis shoes. And for $50, I think it's reasonable. This is doesn't have any stretch. This is just 100% cotton. And you know, the construction of the garment, again, pretty simple stuff. They have a faux zipper here, a faux fly, to kind of accentuate it as a pair of pants. I'm interested to see how these will actually fit on me. Because I work out, I feel like if you maybe have a butt or a little bit of a butt, you might kind of have these start to come down a little bit. So they're not a high-waisted, they look more of a lower waist construction, or maybe like a mid-waist construction. So the front seam, or the front rise and the back rise seem a little bit short, so it might kind of be uncomfortable in that area.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty small. I think that while you were just talking about it, I was stretching it. So I think that would be, as a woman, like looking for that stretch, especially people that work out. I'm curious to see how these will fit you, because I feel like these were constructed for somebody to go for that very slim, oversized look where it perfectly bags and falls, rather than like hugging around your thighs and your area right there. So yeah, I'm curious to see how these fit you. Yeah. But I do like the idea of them and the concept, and I think the price is fair.
Yeah, and one last thing I would change about it is obviously the waistband. I would have probably done a flat pleat waistband, add a lot more elastic in there just so it's a little bit more comfortable, because if this is made for someone who doesn't work out, maybe they'll muffin top and it'll kind of be a little bit uncomfortable. So I would have changed that, and I would have put the drawstrings inside. For
my last piece, I got just a plain, slightly off-white tee. I was looking for something that would not outdo the jacket, but that would also complement the pants. So to be quite honest, I'm not a fan of Zara tees. Typically, I would not buy them, but just kind of for this episode and for the sake of doing a complete outfit and review, this was the best shirt, in my opinion, for my style as far as weight and the construction of it that I could find. So it's kind of a plain tee. It's pretty simple.
Right. So to me, it seems like a double knit cotton rather than a single knit. So it has this like fluffier kind of foamier feel to this cotton. It's definitely 100% cotton. So what the double knit also gives is maybe a slight mechanical stretch to the cotton. Obviously the collar right here, it doesn't have any elastic. So my concern is right now what it's doing, it's already creating like this bacon effect where this is before washing and drying. They have a neck binding, which is good, right? So it kind of like sits well on the neck, but this is what would kind of bother me in a lot of ways. But for $40, I think this is actually extremely overpriced. For me, it's an overpriced tee.
Yeah.
I get it, it's a double knit jersey cotton, but for the construction of the garment, a $40 white t-shirt, you would expect a little bit more meticulousness in the actual build of the product.
I agree, yeah. I'm kind of just doing this for the sake of the outfit, but I'm also curious to see the fit of it because I don't normally buy, especially the men's shirts from Zara, so we'll see how it fits.
So for me, I try to create a fall winter layered date night look. So I went with a kind of like a polyester, it's a really soft ribbed polyester type of sweater. It has this long sleeve look. It's very casual. It almost looks like a knitted long sleeve. So it gives it really an upscale vibe. This is kind of what I was looking for this date night look. And personally, I didn't select a t-shirt just because we don't want this t-shirt kind of to be showing under the collar or just creating a lot of unnecessary layers for you. So with this type of product and this type of fit, I would normally wear like a tank top underneath and tuck it in and then kind of have this flowing and layered with a jacket, in which you'll see shortly. Overall, I think I really like this fabric. It has a soft kind of foamy texture to it. The texture is what I'm going for in this outfit. I have 4 different textures in this outfit, which obviously with the color combination is gonna create a lot of depth, in my opinion, to this whole vibe. For $45, I'm hoping this will sit really well. This is not something I would probably dry, because I feel like if I dry it, it's gonna ruin the fabric. So you have to kind of be a little bit more careful with these types of fabrics, but $46, not too bad. Interested to see how it fits.
Yeah, overall, I like the small little details that they did put kind of around the collar a little bit, but right here just gives it definitely a little bit more of a texture. It's almost like a light sweater vest kind of feel and texture to it. So I think this will be really good. I like that you would typically put a tank top under it, definitely not double the collar on this type of sweater because it's not a crew neck, it's not a heavy durable kind of fabric. So that would just be a little bit too much, but I'm interested to see your entire outfit with all the textures.
And one thing I'd like to add is the premiumness of the finishes to this product is that this is almost like a jacquard knitted sweater. So that adds to the price point, I feel like, but of course it being slightly thinner, it is a little bit more breathable. It doesn't have this overwhelmingly thick layer look, so it's gonna be quite comfortable. Okay. Well, those are our outfits. We're excited to put them on, show you guys how it looks, how we'd style it, and then show you the different textures and rate the outfits.
Let's get into it. Okay, so I am here with my fit. I did go for that kind of like oversized lounged kind of vibe, but the jacket gives it a little bit more presentable, I guess you would say, kind of look. Personally, I am a fan of this vibe. I really, really love, this is really my style, a comfortable lounge without looking sloppy. There are a few things that I would change in this. One of them being that this pant is obviously too long for me. It is rolled once. So I would change the length of it a little bit, maybe offering different sizes that complement different lengths and stuff like that, or even a raw hem on the Pant leg would give it a little bit sense of a shorter vibe because it would roll a little bit and drag at the same time. So it would give it a little bit more raw, distressed kind of look. For the jacket, nothing that I would change. I think that this fits me perfectly. I feel like a men's small. This is a crop jacket, so the men's small cropped, I feel like maybe for the men's side and audience, it would maybe be a little bit short, but cropped is in right now, so it fits my vibe perfectly. It still looks cropped with the effect of the long shirt that I gave. The shirt is okay. It does its job, what I need it to do, but I would change. I'm not a fan of the texture that this shirt has. I'm more of a heavy cotton type of person. So this jersey, soft nylon kind of feel is not my personal vibe. Makes me just feel a little bit like claustrophobic, I guess you could say. But overall, it does match the vibe and the sense of things that I was going for. I think the garments are constructed. This jacket is genuinely perfect. So there's nothing I would change about this. This is stretchy enough, but it also doesn't go over my hands at all or anything. I can roll it up and it doesn't look super sloppy or anything like that. So I do really love that. Gives a good zip if I wanted to do. If I wanted to do a little zip, I could, so that the shirt comes out a little bit. I personally wouldn't wear it like that, but overall, I would rate this outfit 7.5. But the vibe, 10 out of 10.
Okay, so here I have on my full date night outfit. I wanted to show you guys obviously how it looked and obviously also the different colors that are stacked up and why I chose the textures for this outfit. So first breakdown, as we talked about for the smart joggers that we have, which are these trousers, the waistband created some issues for me. It was kind of hard to slip on just because there's no elastic in the waistband. I would have changed things up a little bit. And as we predicted, the front rise and the back rise are a little bit shallow, so it's a little bit more of a low rise pants, and guys should not wear low rise pants, should sit up pretty high above your waist. And overall, I think the style is phenomenal. There's a couple gripes that I always have with Zara. The way it fits, it's not really my ideal fit, but I really love the way these colors kind of turn out. I go for dark bottoms. I love white sneakers if I'm going more of that casual, dressy type of look. And with these two types of browns, it gives me a fall, even a winter look, because with these thick collars and this sweater, this jacquard knit sweater, it really adds to that type of look. And this bag, of course, it's more trendy, so I had to throw a little bit of that sporty, trendy vibe to this date night outfit just to kind of make things a little bit more casual. Overall, I really love the fit. Personally, like I said, the construction of this jacket, it's kind of bothersome, right? You kind of have this collar kind of like digging into my neck. And these are these types of things that you don't really look at until you kind of wear it and kind of break down the outfit a little bit more. The textures of this outfit, I really feel like do set it off. If it had the changes that we talked about, I think this outfit would have worked out perfectly for me. Overall, I would give this outfit a solid 8 out of 10. If I were to talk about the textures and the fits of the fabric, I would go for more of like that 6.5, 7 out of 10. So I would probably wear something like this personally. It gives it more of a trendy, upscale fashion look that's currently in style. What do you guys think?
All right, so there's our outfits. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the way it looked. I personally was a fan of all of the colors and textures and the layering of outfits that both of us had. I changed out of it, but Dakota kept it. It seems like she's just gonna not return these items. She's just gonna keep them.
I need to sit with them for a little bit to give a real opinion, but that was like the first look, first off opinion of trying it on and everything. So I really enjoyed it. It was very comfortable. Obviously, I might not return this jacket, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a really nice jacket. She's always finding something that like what she doesn't like to return. For me, this is the hard part about shopping retail, is that because it's created for a universal audience and not necessarily for the lifting audience, the fitness realm, there's always a little bit of nitpick along the way for me. And although I really love all of the pieces and the way they looked. I personally did not like the way it fits on me. Even though the products said true to size, this is what we talked about in store. What does true to size even truly mean when it comes to every single one's body frame? So everything is different. Again, I love the outfits. I just didn't like the way it looked on me. So personally, overall, I would rate my outfit a 7 out of 10. What about you?
And I also rated my outfit about a 7.5 out of 10. The jacket definitely gave it a little oomph, and I love the color palette that I chose. I think it matched our set perfectly. But overall, this was the vibe and aesthetic that I was going for personally. But like Daniel said, what even is true to size? And I think it's a little bit more difficult for me even because I do tend to shop in the men's section a little bit more. And for the women's section, I usually select bottoms. So true to size is a little bit different for everybody, and it's different for every store. So you really never know what you're going to get, and that's why trying things on is pretty important.
Perfect. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what other brands that you'd like us to review.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you'd like us to review next, and we'll see you cheeks next week.
Wrap.